Kirsten Johnson, and I'm interviewing Hannah Salama, who is a policy consultant and a PHAP member. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Kristen.
So why don't we just start by you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm an independent consultant, and previous to that I was working on the issues of casualty reporting in armed conflict. And so this summit is a really important venue for the issue of casualty reporting, as there is in core commitment number 2 two kind of suggested commitments for states and member organizations to take on recording civilian casualties in conflict, making the data public, and collecting data specifically on casualties caused by explosive weapons with a wide area effect. So I think, as someone who's very passionate about the subject and who is working with the Every Casualty campaign, I see that as really positive. And obviously casualty reporting is a cross-cutting issue, and we think that, you know, if this issue advances, then other issues in terms of conflict and kind of accountability will be also helped out.
Wonderful. Now, you mentioned this campaign that you're very active in. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Every Casualty is an initiative that is based in London, and it's based on the principle that no death should go unrecorded. And it's basically a humanitarian principle and a principle of humanity that if someone dies or is injured in a conflict, their name should be recorded. And this is important, of course, for the families, for the victims, to aid victims' assistance, to identify those in need, and for just kind of more long-term purposes in terms of transitional justice and really feeding into the fabric of post-conflict societies. So the campaign basically started in 2012, and we've been doing advocacy with the UN and with the Secretary General, and the Secretary General report on protection of civilians has included the issue of casualty reporting repeatedly. And now we are launching standards on how to record casualties, and that's the big thing coming up in the fall. And so, yeah, we're very excited about that.
Wonderful. It's very important work that you're doing. In fact, I hadn't heard about your campaign before, so I'm glad to know. Now, just a final question. How do you see the next few months and year play out after this summit, making some headway with the points that you made that you're trying to bring to the floor? How do you see this going forward? Do you think there's going to be any more action or new resolutions around this issue?
With regards to casualty recording, well, first of all, let me say that I think that the summit itself has been a great opportunity for initiatives like casualty recording, but also other initiatives to just come together and propose these commitments and just make the issues known. That's the first step. The second step is that you know, as NGOs and organizations, we're here to kind of support state members in making the right decisions for humanitarian, you know, for humanity and for alleviating crisis. So I think it's the fact that the summit is a collection of 6,000 people, and a lot of them are NGOs, is already a step, step in the right direction. Sorry, and in terms of what will happen after the summit, it's to wait and see. But already I think we're seeing states making some financial pledges to refugees and even to casualty reporting, and so that is very exciting for us because it's kind of putting the money where the mouth is, and we're just hoping that actually these pledges are fulfilled and that they actually are, the money is actually entered into some useful projects and supports casualty reporting as well and the standards, and ultimately kind of helps alleviate suffering.
That's wonderful. That was thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristen.
I really enjoyed speaking with you today.
Yeah,
thank you.